Fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. It's great to see so many guests here, although we're losing some. Nevertheless, Jack was giving speech number 1 from the advanced manual, Speeches by Management. This is a manual I've actually never attempted, but Jack, you've persuaded me to attempt this manual. So in the persuasion part of your speech, you've at least achieved one objective. Because the purpose is to give a 3 to 5 minute briefing to either explain, instruct, persuade, or report. And I was a little unsure as to whether the purpose was to persuade the audience or to instruct, and maybe it was a little bit of both, and that's perfectly fine. I liked how you used the introduction to set things up, because we're supposed to be an audience of operations research analysts, not just us normal people, and fortuitously I happen to have a degree in operations research, so I was able to play that role as kind of a typecasting method. I like how after a little bit of an introduction you launched in and said, I'm here to talk to you about data science, and that made the purpose very clear. It set a very clear direction, and that led me to think that we're going to persuade us to be data scientists or to work with data scientists. Again, that came out. I liked how you put questions in to your statement. So you made a statement, you said all operations research analysts will work with data scientists. And then you said why. And the why was a terrific device to make the audience lean forward a little, because, okay, well, why? Well, you're going to tell us. But by saying why and pausing, you got us our attention and you brought the energy forward. That was a very effective technique. I liked how you repeated the definition when you defined what data science was, and then in fact you summarized it very eloquently at the closing, and I'll get to that a little bit. I liked how you used triads in a number of different cases, and I couldn't write them down fast enough, but I did note that on a number of different occasions you used the power of 3. You said this, and 2, and another, and that's a very effective way to get a point across, because for some reason we think in 3, some kind of Holy Trinity or something, I don't know. I liked how you related it to your personal experience, how you talked about how you were taking this online course with regard to data science, and that does 2 things very well. First of all, it shows that you're not just telling us to do something that you're not doing yourself, and then second, just as you're telling us that, showing us by example that it's not enough to just achieve a certain level of knowledge, but it's always about gathering new knowledge and acquiring new techniques and learning new things, and that was a great meta message to have. My suggestions, and again with an advanced speech and with an excellent speaker like yourself, it can be a challenge. I would have liked to have seen the purpose made a little more clear up front. What is it you're trying to persuade us about, or are you just going to tell us about it? Just to make that a little bit more clear. My one more detailed one is, at one point you said, let's define data science. And I think a more effective way of doing that at that point might have been saying, now you're probably thinking, what the heck is data science? And then let us do in that, well, let me tell you. Again, to try to draw the audience in to be paying attention. I would have, as an OR analyst, I would have liked to see maybe more specific references to specific OR tools, because as an OR analyst, I'm aware of optimization, stochastic models, and simulation, and I would have liked to have seen a specific connection to those so I could relate to it. Maybe I'm the only one in the audience. But overall, I thought that one of the most powerful aspects was your question and answer. You answered the questions very effectively, you didn't hesitate, they were knowledgeable, you were smooth, very mellifluous. And I look forward to hearing many more.